Hi Gemini, welcome and thank you so much for tuning into my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Gemini for this coming week. Today is Sunday, August 23rd. So Gemini, this is a general love reading, so I want to remind you that it can apply to just about anything in your life. I also want to remind you to be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards, as this is a general reading. That means that you can be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards, regardless of gender. You may feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching. Parts of the reading may resonate for you, other parts may not. So take what does and leave behind what doesn't. My intention is to reach people who need this message and will benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. So I hope that's you today, Gemini. I hope that you feel like you have something that's worthwhile after you finish watching this video. And we're going to get started right away. If you want more specific information, check out the description box below. Let's get started. We have the Tower in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Nine of Swords. Five of Swords in reverse. The Emperor. Knight of Swords. Four of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Six of Wands in reverse. Here's Sylvester looking for an open windows. Go ahead, little man. Okay, Gemini. So I feel like maybe you've let something go. Maybe you're trying to leave something in the past. Relieve yourself of some burdens. Maybe something you've had on your mind for a while, but I do feel like you're in your head. I do feel like you want to gain some control. Maybe try to move forward. Maybe after something that's disappointed you or something that hasn't worked out as planned. But I feel like you're probably in your head mulling over things, maybe even a little bit anxious. Maybe you're ruminating a little bit. All up in your head regarding maybe something that you've let go or released. And with the Emperor coming out here, I feel like you want to gain some control and move on from this. Let's get some more cards out. See what it is that you've got on your mind, Gemini. So we have the Eight of Swords now, a lot of swords. Judgment. There's the Knight of Swords again, this time in reverse. Death. Three of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands. Ace of Cups. And then we have the Five of Cups. Okay, Gemini, so whatever this is something that I think that you've got a significant amount of time that you are spending thinking about this. I feel like it's something that you may have felt trapped by in the past. This could be a relationship or situation or circumstance where you felt like you were trapped or you couldn't get out of the situation. I feel like you made a decision to let this go. to release yourself from whatever this is that you felt trapped by. So again, this could be a relationship, connection, a circumstance or situation surrounding work or home. But I feel like you have made a decision to release this. However, I'm not sure that you feel like you've escaped from whatever this is for you. I think that there's a significant amount of anxiety and stress still attached to the situation. You could be up in your head. You could be feeling some fear or some anxiety or feeling like you can't move forward or you don't know what to do next. Now that you have brought about this ending or attempting to bring about an ending. I'm not sure that it's ended for you. I think that the purpose behind whatever this was that you're trying to release or walk away from or let go of, the purpose was to gain some control and be able to move forward, but I'm not sure that's happened for you yet. I don't think that's transpired for you yet, even though I think that's your intention, Gemini. I do feel like you're represented by the Emperor, so I feel like this is more of your goal than it is your energy right now, because I don't think that this has occurred for you yet. I think you're still fighting for this. Trying to regain some control after letting something go that had you feeling trapped. So I think part of the problem with getting past this and moving forward is you might be feeling some self-doubt or struggling a little bit with that aftermath of self-care, trying to recover. And part of the problem could also be that there's other people around you, maybe family or friends, loved ones, who know what you're going through, and so they're talking about it with you, and it's bringing up some emotions for you, maybe kind of keeping you feeling stuck in the situation because it's on your mind a lot. It may be something that you've released and let go of, but you're thinking about it a lot. Part of it has to do with maybe people talking with you or consoling you or trying to comfort you, and so it is on your mind because even if maybe you're trying to let go of it or release yourself from thinking about it, other people might be bringing it up, talking with you about it. So in a sense, even though I feel like maybe you've, at least in your mind's eye, let something go or release something or made a decision to do that, as a result of making that decision of letting something go, you've trapped yourself again into this cycle of rumination or thinking about this, dwelling on it, feeling a level of anxiety or uncertainty surrounding what to do next in order to move forward. So that's what I've got so far, Gemini. A lot of air energy. But that's what Geminis do best, right? You're thinkers, problem solvers. So let's get some more cards out here for Gemini and see what else we can get. So we've got the Magician, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands again, Seven of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Eight of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Five of Swords in reverse again. So these cards are kind of confirming what I was feeling from the first two sets. I feel like you've made a conscious decision to release something, to let go of something. You've actually, in your head, said, I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm relieving myself of the situation. But the actual act of making a conscious decision to relieve yourself of a situation has actually re-trapped you into the situation, or trapped you even further because it's on your mind again. So you've actually, by releasing it, you've manifested it back into your life because it's on your mind again. And the burden is back because, again, I feel like you're dwelling, you're thinking about it, you might be ruminating. So this feels like it could be associated with a relationship, but this could be just about anything. Could be job related. I feel like you're trying to make things better for yourself by making conscious decisions to bring an end to something that maybe was a conflict for you within your life, that you felt like it was something you couldn't resolve. Or maybe if it's associated with a connection or a relationship, maybe the person you're dealing with or the people you were dealing with were not as invested in a resolution as you were, and so you had to leave it behind. You had to walk away from it. And I do feel it was for the purpose of trying to gain some level of control. Trying to gain some level of control so you could let this go and move on, move past this. But again, I also feel like part of the problem could be that, maybe you're seeking out friends and family, loved ones who know what you're going through or what you're dealing with. And so the conversation that you're having is bringing you back into that thought cycle, the grief, the heartache that's associated with whatever it is you've been trying to let go. Because I think that while there's certainly some value in seeking out support, counsel, or conversation with those that care for you and want the best for you, it's also keeping you stuck in this energy of thinking about whatever this is for you, Gemini, that you're trying to release or let go. So this feels almost like something maybe you had on the back of your mind. Maybe it was on a, you had put it on a back burner. Maybe this is something I can't deal with right now. It's a conflict I can't resolve right now. It's on the back burner. I'll deal with it later. And maybe you got to a point where it's, there's no way I'm going to resolve this issue. So now I want to just let it go altogether. But you brought it to the forefront of your mind, and so now instead of actually releasing it all together, it's now on the front burner instead of the back burner. And I feel like you're more deeply invested in this than you were even in the past when it was on the back burner. So let's get some more cards out here for Gemini and see what else we can come up with. See if we can't get any more information on what this is for you, Gemini. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles again, this time in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, the Magician again, and then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like part of the motivation behind trying to relieve yourself of this burden is that you didn't have clarity, or you were unable to maybe obtain the information you needed, or gain the clarity you needed to resolve the issue. And because you weren't able to obtain that, you decided to let it go. Again, I get the sense that there's this inability to clear things up, or inability to address issues, or if this is related to a connection or relationship, maybe you didn't have cooperation with the other party or parties. I get the sense that you just weren't able to obtain what you needed in order to bring this to an end. There's the sense of stagnation or inability to bring this to an end or transform the situation in some way, shape, or form, because you just weren't able to gain the clarity, the information, the answers. Maybe there was a lack of communication. And so again, there's the sense that, well, I just need to let this go. I need to leave it in the past because there's no way to resolve this issue. I've kind of had it on the back burner thinking I'll deal with this later. I'll put some energy into this later once I have what I need in order to resolve this conflict. But you've never been able to obtain that clarity or the information or the communication. And so it's just been dwelling in the back of your mind, and you thought, okay, I'm going to bring this to the forefront, but I'm doing it for the purpose of letting it go, releasing it from my consciousness, my subconsciousness, whatever level of releasing that you needed to do in order to get rid of this. But that actual act of making a conscious effort to let it go has brought it back. I know I said that before, but these cards are confirming that there's a return to this grief because now you brought it back to the forefront. I think it's affecting other people around you too, Gemini. I think that the reason it's affecting other people around you is because people are disappointed or sad for you. They feel your anxiety and your stress. Know you're fighting to let this go. And of course, that's going to affect people around you if they care for you and they are concerned for you. And honestly, that could even be making it worse for you because you know other people are affected by the situation that you're dealing with. And since you don't seem to have any control over it, and you're trying to let it go, it's just making it worse. So it feels like this vicious cycle that you might be dealing with. Let's get this last round of cards out here for you, Gemini, and see what else we get. So there's the Eight of Swords again. Four of Swords again in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups again in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Pentacles again, this time in the upright position. And then the Two of Pentacles. So Gemini, there's not a whole lot new coming out in the cards. And I honestly can't tell specifically what this is about. It could be anything. But you're trapped by not wanting to think about it, and yet I think it's all that you can think about. And I think that this is probably something that you've been dealing with for a considerable amount of time. I think that you'd like to gain your freedom or be free of this once and for all. I think that you'd like to feel like you can put this in the past and move forward and feel good and confident about yourself. But there's this energy of needing to return to the situation. It's something that's gone on unresolved. There's no movement. There is the sense that it's not an issue maybe that you can walk away from. Maybe that's why it's still dwelling in the forefront of your mind, even though you've tried to leave it behind, Gemini. Maybe this is spirit telling you can't just walk away from this. You've got to fix this. You can't just leave this in the past. But I think that's probably part of the problem, Gemini, is that maybe you have an understanding that you would like to deal with this. You'd like to bring this full circle. You'd like to end the situation for yourself. But I do feel like, again, there could be a lack of compromise or somebody who's not cooperating, or maybe there's a lack of communication or an inability to gain clarity or the answers that you need. I feel like that there's a lot of cards indicating that you can't gain that clarity that you need to bring this full circle or put a period at the end of the sentence or be done with this once and for all. But it's this frustration and anxiety, or maybe even this inability to gain some control over the situation that has you kind of running around in circles. And ultimately, I think that you're probably your main concern or your one wish is to regain a sense of self, maybe some confidence, maybe feel better about what's going on in your own life. Manifest what's right for you. This could potentially be an issue that involves other people that maybe you're trying to resolve, but you don't have any control over it because it's not something that's strictly something that's in your own life. It's associated with other people. And again, I get the sense that you're really struggling with the lack of control or the lack of an ability to make a plan or move forward because you don't have what you need to do that. And there's no way to obtain that. That's what I have more than anything. It's almost like this is something that's been in the back of your mind, and you want to deal with it, but you're kind of being patient and you're waiting for the clarity to take some action, but you haven't had any opportunities to do that. And you feel like you're spinning your wheels, and so you want to just leave this behind and let this go once and for all. But the universe is not letting you let it go, Gemini. I, for the life of me, cannot tell what this would be for you. This is a general love reading, so that it can potentially pertain to a relationship, situation, or circumstance surrounding your home, your family, a work situation, something of that nature. Could be different for everybody. So we're going to get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card, and maybe we'll get some advice from Spirit. Maybe some more clarity regarding the situation. How does Gemini let this go? How does Gemini work through this so they can move on? Put this in the past. I think that's your biggest goal, based on what I can tell, Gemini. There's just a lot of sword energy on the table. A lot of, the word ruminating comes up in my head. Just something that you're stewing over, something that's been festering in the back of your mind. Something that you want to let go of once and for all. Release yourself from it. And maybe that's been the purpose of putting it on the back burner or trying not to think about it, is that eventually it would just fade away and become part of your past and you wouldn't have to think about it. But for some reason, that's not what's been happening. It's not something that's just fading away for you. It's lingering and it's festering. And I feel like you've made a conscious decision to release this. But making this conscious decision to release this once and for all has brought it back full force. I feel for you, Gemini. I know exactly how you feel. I think most people go through this kind of thing at least once in their lives, where they have something that is so significant in their life that they just can't release it. It's a conflict that they've been unable to resolve. It could be related to relationships, certainly, or a situation where you feel like you should have control over this. You should be able to make some decisions regarding the situation, but you just can't. So the Four of Air came out, and it did a flip in my lap and landed in the reverse. I'm going to read it as a potential blockage for you, Gemini. Four of Air is the Four of Swords, which came out twice in your reading. And the Four of Swords in reverse would indicate obtaining what you need, answers, an awakening. This could be extreme fatigue or the need to get out of your head. It definitely is a card that indicates a need for clarity or gaining clarity, seeking answers and finding answers, but it could also indicate the inability to do so. Stuck in this energy where you just are succumbing to the will of what's going on in your head because you just can't release it. So Four of Swords in this particular deck, Dreams of Gaia Tarot, has some different meanings to it, so I'll read it out of the book for you and then we're going to wrap this up. It's a potential blockage. This is about a third of a page, Gemini. Here we go. The Four of Air reversed symbolizes the importance of addressing distractions and negative influences, and sometimes that includes people as well as habits. When this card appears reversed in your reading, ask yourself if you have someone in your life that is always questioning your goals and creative ventures. If so, do they often suggest or imply that you are wasting your time? Do they always suggest reasons you should not do something that you know would make you happy? Do they interrupt your routine with an expectation that you entertain them? It might be necessary to take them aside and ask that they be supportive or silent, and that they respect your desire to work to a routine. If they refuse, then it might also be necessary to step back and decide if the friendship is a healthy one. To raise legitimate concerns is a sign of caring, but to ridicule or dismiss your goals as being unimportant is not. If a friend refuses to respect your boundaries and work ethic, are they truly your friend? So this brought a new little twist to this reading, Gemini. I did indicate early on that I felt like you may have been speaking to others and talking to others about whatever this is that's on your mind. In order to get it off your mind, kind of release it once and for all. But it's possible that you could have one or more people in your environment who you're talking to about the situation, who actually have you return. Stop it. She's being this bird. You could have one or more people in your environment who have you returning to this issue because they're not really helping you work through it. They're actually causing you to maybe be a little more obsessive about it, or returning to the conflict rather than resolving the conflict or being able to release it once and for all. So maybe that's part of your problem, Gemini. Maybe that this card is indicating this is something that you can do to help yourself get out from underneath whatever this is for you, is to stop talking about the situation with people that you know will not be a help to you or help you resolve the issue or work through it. There are certainly people in your life who make the problem worse, I'm sure, by causing you to worry even more, or maybe add to the stress by adding things to the list of things you're already thinking about. So this might be good advice to, again, walk away from those who are causing you more grief and keep some of those thoughts to yourself rather than sharing them, so that they don't become more significant in your mind's eye. So Gemini, I'm going to leave that here. I hope that this reading was helpful to you. It feels like a very challenging situation, so I hope you're able to work through it. Thanks so much for joining me today. If this reading did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Gemini.